Happening, guys. So we have match preview for the biggest game of the season for Arsenal so far, right? It is the North London derby, the return fixture, Spurs versus Arsenal at the Big Toilet Bowl, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Match preview. Let's get it. Madness. I mean, we could have done with City, dropping points the other night against Brighton. I hadn't even seen the highlights of that yet, but going by the stats, it's just a typical when a small club, is playing Man City towards the back end of the season. They're just down tools. Well, we're on the beach. You know what I mean? But suppose as Arsenal fans, we can't really complain because Wolves were on the beach, and I do reckon Bournemouth will be on the beach when we play them as well. And Chelsea are just a shocking team anyway. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But this game, do not think for 1 second Spurs are going to take this lightly. Like Spurs, they're going to give everything for this game. So let's read into the match preview, and then I'll, give my thoughts and everything like that, and my score predictions, blah blah blah. Right. So Tottenham have had. I start off peak daughter. Jesus Christ. Start again. Tottenham have had plenty of time to dwell on their 4-0 Premier League thrashing at the hands of Newcastle. Oh, so that was their last game? Jesus Christ. Yeah, they haven't played for a while, have they? But all is not lost, as they have 2 games in hand on Aston Villa, who they are chasing in the battle for 4th place. Now they will seek to keep up the pressure in their 173rd League North London derby against table toppers Arsenal, with plenty at stake for both sides. Understand, Spurs also have top 4 to fight for, so this game of all games, they're not going to want to lose. You know what I mean? Ideally for them, they'll want to win the next 2. You know what I mean? And then they'll just down tools for Man City when Man City come here. You know what I mean? Even though they were out of action, Spurs couldn't avoid bad news this week, as Destiny Udogie was sidelined for the rest of the season through injury. On a more positive note, manager Ange Postecoglou hinted that Richarlison could return off the bench after 2-game absence. Heading back home should also play into Tottenham's favour, as they've won their last 3 Premier League games here, even despite conceding first in 2 of them. Now, Spurs are prone to conceding goals. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'll get onto my score prediction for this game in a second. Arsenal might fancy their chances of scoring at least 3 times themselves, as their 5-0 win over Chelsea on Tuesday was their 3rd London derby victory by 5+ scoreline this season. It guaranteed them top spot going into this match day, even before Liverpool's midweek loss to Everton, and ahead of the head-to-head they lost just once across the last 6 stagings, 1-4, drawn 1. Last January's 2-0 win here was their first time at the home venue of the biggest rivals since September 2015, drawn 2, lost 5. So there ought to be no complacency from Mikel Arteta's side, as they try to avoid repeating last season's poor finish to the campaign. Not conceding in any of their last 6 away games, 1-5, drawn 1, suggests the Gooners could well have the mettle to take the title race down to the wire. Now, obviously, Usman away from home, we've in fact, you know what I mean? Away from home, we've been wavering. You know what I mean? It's been brazy and I done you, fam. You get me? But this game, not taking it lightly in terms of keeping clean sheets. But my score prediction for this game is based off how Tottenham play. So my score prediction for this game, and I know I'm getting it in early, only 6 minutes into this video. My score prediction for this game is Tottenham Hotspur 2, Arsenal 5. And the reason why is because of the high line. It's that high line. It's literally just the high line. Spurs will want to prove a point, right? And I think that the way we've been away from home and the way Spurs play with a high line and they're stubborn with it, that's why I'm saying 5-2. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say 5-0. I'm not going to say 4-1 or 4-0 or anything like that. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't think. I'm saying 5. I mean, I predicted that for the Emirates one, but we drew 2-2. But now I'm going 5-2. I mean, we've been smoking teams, especially London teams. We've been smoking them home and away, and these men play a high line. You know what I mean? And the way we play, their play plays into our hands. You know what I mean? Obviously, at the start of the season, we were stinking it out. You know what I mean? We were stinking the gaff out. You know what I mean? So we were pamming teams the way we've been doing this year. But yeah, some might say I might need help predicting such a scoreline.
Stop it. Get some help.
But nah, I don't think so. So I've backed us to win, even when we crashed out of the Champions League, and I said we won't win our next 2, but we'll beat Spurs and Bournemouth. I'm still backing us to beat Spurs anyway. You know what I mean? This was a game. It's not going to be easy, but this was a game where I looked at it and I thought, no. If anything, it's the United game. I'm more worried about the United game than this game. I ain't gonna lie. That's the game I'm looking at, and I'm like, that is where our next banana skin will be. But it could be here. It could be here. We might bottle the league here. You know what I mean? After winning the league here 20 years ago. I mean, Spurs might, you know what I mean? We bottle top 4 here. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's brazy and Adonia, fam. But let's go to head-to-head. So we'll go to Spurs' last 5 games and Arsenal's last 5 games. So Spurs haven't played since the 13th. So Spurs have won 2 of the last 5, drawing 1 and losing 2. So the last game they played, they got smoked by Newcastle 4-0. Before that, they beat Nottingham Forest at home 3-1. Before that, they drew at West Ham 1-1. Before that, they beat Luton 2-1 at home. And before that, they lost at Fulham 3-0. Now, Arsenal, same. Won 2 of the last 5, losing 2, drawing 1. Starting with, we slapped Chelsea silly 5-0 in our last game at the Emirates. Before that, we beat Wolves 2-0. Before that, we lost 1-0 at Bayern Munich. Before that, we lost at home to Aston Villa 2-0. And before that, we drew at home 2-2 to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So the last 5 games against each other sees Arsenal win 3 of the last 5 against Tottenham, with Tottenham winning 1 and drawing the other. So the last game at the Emirates was a 2-2 draw. Before that, we beat Tottenham 2-0 at the at this toilet bowl stadium. And before that, we beat them 3-1 at the Emirates last season. Before that, Spurs beat us 3-0 at the toilet bowl stadium. And before that, Arsenal won 3-1 at the Emirates. So, yeah. Obviously, we got our first win in the toilet bowl stadium last season. And, yeah, so as the table stands, we're a point clear of Man City, with Man City having a game in hand, which is coming to this toilet bowl stadium. Ironically, you know what I mean? We're going to be relying on these men to do something, because these men always do something against City here. but we're going to be relying on these men to do something. It's crazy in a dunya, fam. But yeah, Arsenal sit on 77 points, top of the league. 3 points ahead of Liverpool, 1 point ahead of City. City have a game in hand. So you could say that we're 2 points behind City because we know City are going to win every single game now. Spurs sit on 60 points with 2 games in hands over Aston Villa. So Spurs really do need the win, to be fair, because the 2 wins behind Aston Villa. I'm not sure, and then obviously depending on the goals of score, they can go above Aston Villa and they can actually get 4th. Otherwise, they just stay 5th if Spurs were to win their next 2 games and Aston Villa were to lose the next 2 games. Yeah. And that's Spurs. Spurs so far in the Europa League spot. Obviously, this Champions League spot that they're chasing. But yeah, I'm backing us to take care of Spurs. You know what I mean? I'm backing us to take care of them. You know what I mean? Not going to be easy. But, the starting 11, if we go with what we went with against Chelsea, I would say our best 11 is what played the other night, but you swap Tomiyasu for Timber at left back. You know what I mean? Otherwise, the team that played against Chelsea, I would say that's our strongest 11. You know what I mean? Currently, right now, I'd say that's the strongest 11. And I think that's what we should go with for the rest of the season now. Premier League's all we've got. It's all we've got now. So, no excuse. Like, you know what I mean? Bare minimum. Win all your games, but it's the losses against West Ham, Fulham, and Aston Villa in particular. Obviously, there was a robbery at Newcastle, but losing dropping points at home to Spurs, away at Chelsea, and both times against Fulham, and especially the home fixture with Aston Villa, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. You know what I mean? That is some bullshit. And we don't win the league. We look at them games inside. That's why. Now, I've had our textuals in my comments chatting a load of noise. In fact, I won't bring it up on here. I'll bring it up on my phone, actually. A lot of our textuals. I mean, some people call them Arteta sexuals. I'm cutting it short. Our textuals. That's what they are. I was reading the comments about the video I did on rants. Apparently, he's aware of it, and 2 people have commented an hour ago saying, one said here after Rants told me to go like the video, and then another one says Rants said like the video because your channel needs it. Well, yeah, my channel's minute, get me. But yeah, so the comment I want to get on is actually it is on this Rants video, the reaction I did, because somebody commented saying still want Arteta sacked, and if so, who are we replacing him with? And I said Simeone Inzaghi from Inter Milan, but apparently he can't speak English, so not be able to communicate, because that's what the person said. Inzaghi can't speak English. You don't think not being able to communicate will be a burden? It takes get more tragic. Also, so if he's not good enough because he doesn't speak English, then who is good enough then? Let's just stick with Arteta and just what? You know what I mean? Arteta wins nothing this season, then what? Or should I say, if Arteta just finishes with the shield that we got a handout into, then what? You know what I mean? So basically, our textual is basically talking about all the short-term stuff. It's like, imagine Arteta 2 years from now, mate. Arsenal in a far better position than before. Just to cut it short, and then chatting about, you want to go through the process all over again? He's challenging Pep for the league. I mean, these men are slow, right? Arteta was top of the table for 93% of the season last season, and he couldn't even see that out. You know what I mean? He couldn't even see that out. Any other time you're going to try and win the league is going to be harder now. Because where last season was the season where, surely Arsenal wasn't going to do it. I knew we wouldn't. You know what I mean? I saw the signs all season, conceding too many goals. You know what I mean? And I knew when we bottled top four, I knew that we'd bottle the league in the same manner. So I asked the question, which is still not being answered, by the way. How long do you give Arteta? How long do you give him? If Arteta wins nothing this season, how long do you give him? Because I know, because these man last season, some of these Artexuals last season were saying, oh, well, if he doesn't next season, then we're going to have to ask questions. Right? We're back in the title race again, and these men are still in the same place as last season. No, he's doing a good job. Challenging for the league. You man better hope he wins it then. You man better hope he wins it. You know what I mean? You man better hope for how much you are defending him, right? You better hope that he wins it, because what are you going to say if he doesn't? You know what I mean? A man tried to call me a sheep because I'm using the term Arteta sexual. I actually use the term Artexual. I came up with that term, Artexual. Others came up with Arteta sexual. But the way I came up with it, it's easy to say and it means the same thing. I just don't have the S in it because it's too long of a word. Artexual is just bam, done. You know what I mean? But this person didn't want Arteta in from the start. So obviously he's seen what Arteta's done. And, he's turned into one of those Artexuals where he can do no wrong because he's keeping us in the title race. You know what I mean? Understand, Arteta hasn't outdone the 2020 team he won the FA Cup with half of Wenger's team and half of Unai Emery's team. When he won the FA Cup and then he won a Community Shield following that. You know what I mean? All he's done with his own team is win the Community Shield because we got a handout into it. You know what I mean? That's the only reason we've got that, because we got a handout. We should never have been in a Community Shield. I said this. Should have been Man U. They were better than us last season. They won a trophy. You know what I mean? But EFL Cup winners don't have any business with the FA Community Shield. So, it goes to second place. You know what I mean? When that Community Shield Arteta won against Liverpool means more than this one, technically. Because he was in that because he won the FA Cup. You know what I mean? And he hasn't outdone that team. You know what I mean? Not technically. I know a lot of you will say that he has because he finished second. But no, he hasn't outdone that team technically. You know what I mean? He hasn't become he hasn't since that FA Cup, man's thrown it away every season. You know what I mean? Man can't even show an EFL Cup for that. You know what I mean? No EFL Cup since, no FA Cup since, no league title since, and no European trophy since. What's that? What's that? 15 out of 16 trophies available or something like that. You know what I mean? Man wins the FA Cup with not his own team. And since then, no FA Cup, no EFL Cup, no Premier League, no Champions League or Europa League since he won the FA Cup in 2020. You know what I mean?
Emotional damage.
You man need help.
Stop it. Get some help.
You are textuals or something else. But you'll keep defending him. I mean, we could drop points here, right? Bow out of the title race from this game, and you man will still defend him because he's keeping us in the title race. You know what I mean? because we're in title race. If Arteta was at least occupying the club like Klopp was for Liverpool, for example, Klopp didn't win his first trophy for Liverpool until 2019, right? That was when he won the Champions League. And then he won the Super Cup and then the FIFA Club World Cup following that. Then won the Premier League, right? Then didn't win anything the season after. And then in 2022, he wins the EFL Cup and FA Cup double, right? Wins the Community Shield off that. Now he hasn't won anything last season, and now he's won the EFL Cup. Arteta couldn't even occupy us like that. He couldn't even at least be like, okay, since he won the FA Cup, we won the EFL Cup in 2021, and then 2022, maybe nothing, or maybe a Europa League or something. 2023, well, the league, because it seems though we were top for 93% of it. You know what I mean? He couldn't even occupy us. If he was occupying us, it'd be different. You know what I mean? It'd be different. If Arteta was doing everything he's doing now, but we had an extra EFL Cup or Europa League in the meantime, and a league title from last season. I mean, if we had one trophyless season since Arteta last won us the FA Cup, or since he won us the FA Cup, if we had just one trophyless season and then the rest after we won the EFL Cup and Europa League while fighting for the league like this, I could understand our textuals. But because he hasn't done that, I can't understand you our textuals. You know what I mean? Can't. But we'll see. We will see if he delivers. But for me, when we lost twice against Villa, dropped points twice against Fulham, losing one, drawing one, especially at home, the draw at home to Spurs, the draw away at Chelsea, you know, obviously there was the robbery at Newcastle, even the robbery at Villa Park, really. And then obviously losing at at home to West Ham. Sorry. The league was done from then, in my opinion. Arteta sexuals are radical believers. There's something else. I had one in my comments chatting about, you know, the usual stuff, but didn't answer my question. How long do you give Arteta? So I want to know. Do you give him another season? Because what they'll say, if they give an answer, they'll say, we'll see what he does next season. You know what I mean? The same shit they said last season. How long do you give Arteta? An extra 5 years? An extra 10 years? The rest of the season? Next season? How long do you give Arteta? If he wins nothing, if we just leave with that, right, and he tried to win the league and flopped it again, how long do we give him? Because I don't want to hear nobody saying that he's bought some time for winning that. I mean, I like the Community Shield. I like Arsenal winning it. I like the purpose of it and everything like that. I like the Community Shield probably more than any other football fan, right? But that is not the marker to say you've saved your job, fam. It's not. I mean, if we'd have won the league last season, you'd have seen the Premier League trophy on there as well. I mean, because that would be something that we would have won as well. But obviously we're not. But we've got that because, you know, we've got a handout in the Community Shield. We literally got a handout in the Community Shield. I mean, I imagine someone saying to you, right, you're in the cup final because you are. You know what I mean? That's literally what the Community Shield was. Obviously, I'm happy that we took it, but if Arteta challenges for the league in the next 5 years and finishes second every time, they will say give him another year. Yep. And all while doing that, Pep probably would have left Man City probably halfway into that, right? 2.5 years into that, probably would have left Man City and somebody else will come in and just win the league. You know what I mean? Some unknown manager will walk into the league and win it like Ancelotti did, like Mancini did, Pellegrini, Mourinho, all came to the Premier League and won it straight away. And Conte, that's 5 managers. came to the Premier League and won it straight away. You know what I mean? I can't say Ranieri because he was at Chelsea before, way before. Context is a new buzzword for Arteta sexuals. Well, it looks these men are just going to defend, and it's going to get to a point where they probably won't even know why they're defending him anymore. But this shit's got to. We have to get to a point where it's like, look, you know what I mean, how long do you give him? If he wins, if we just leave with that, right? You man should be demanding he wins. Next season, you man should be demanding go win the EFL Cup. Then go get us something, right? Get us something in the meantime. Get us an EFL Cup. Get us an FA Cup. Get us a European trophy. Get something. The EFL Cup comes around first, so go get that, right? While trying to do something else, because the problem with Arteta is he's become overly obsessed with trying to win the league, and doing that means all the other competitions are just put to the side. You know what I mean? They're just put to the side. If we just leave with just the Shield this season, all you Artexuals should be demanding, look, we'll go win the EFL Cup then. Win the EFL Cup, try again and win the EFL, and give me a trophy. Give me a trophy alongside it. Alongside challenging bare minimum, you give me a trophy as well. If we're going to be in a title race and finish second or third next season, give me a trophy or two. I don't see why we can't win the EFL Cup and the FA Cup at the same time. Liverpool did it back in 2022. Man United almost did it last season. You know what I mean? Chelsea were one game away from winning the EFL Cup and another game away from getting to another cup final. You know what I mean? Yet Usman can't even see Wembley twice in the season like that. You know what I mean? You see Arteta taking us to Wembley like that. We got a handout into Wembley beginning of the season. I have a feeling Arsenal will be in the group of death in the next Champions League. You may end up in UAL, but you know what? I don't have anything against Europa League. I ain't gonna lie. When we were in Europa League, when we were in the Champions League under Wenger, and we kept going out in the last 16, I wanted us to get in Europa League so badly because I knew we can't challenge in the Champions League, not under Arsene Wenger now. We're just going to do the same thing. So just put us in Europa League and it'll be easier for us. You know what I mean? Because Champions League is not our level. And credit to Wenger, he got us to a semi-final in his last season in Europa League. Got us to a semi-final. So it showed that we could have actually challenged more in the Europa League. I say, if we're in Europa League, I don't want to hear none of these artexuals talk about, oh, the Europa League is beneath us, because we haven't won that bloody competition. You know what I mean? The European Cup we won in 1970, right, has been abolished, and Europa League is now what it is. You know what I mean? So the only way you will see Arsenal on the list of Europa League winners is because of that. But technically, we haven't won the Europa League. Spurs have got 2. You know what I mean? This lot have got 2 Europa Leagues to their name, I believe. I mean, we can't chat to no other London club about Europe. We can only chat to them about domestic trophies. And this manager that our textuals are sucking off, right, couldn't even, in the meantime, deliver us a Europa League or something. In the meantime. While he's trying to do what he's trying to do, couldn't even do that. Oh, yeah, there's different format in there. And the thing is, I was hoping for Arsenal to win the Champions League this season before they change the format, because I can't remember how the format goes, but I don't know if the format is going to make it easier for a club to win it or harder? Are they having more teams in or some shit like that? I can't remember what it is now. But I was just hoping that, because when we haven't won a competition before and then they're going to change the format, it's like one of those things where it's like, I just want us to win it before they change it. But maybe if Arsenal to win it under this new format, maybe it might be more impressive. I don't know. But yeah, I can't remember how the changes is. I might have to look it up. But yeah, you are textuals, you something else, right? And you man, for your sakes, because you man are the ones lording off Arteta, right? This is the season to deliver then. You know what I mean? Not no handouts. You know what I mean? Because as it stands, right? And yes, I say it as it stands, because we know Man City are going to win every single game going forward now, right? Which will make them champions. So as it stands, they're obviously playing Man U in the FA Cup final again. So our only shot of silverware is to try and retain this, getting a handout into it again, because City have won the double. How sad is that? How sad is that? Our only shot, really, when you think about it, is retaining the Community Shield. We'll get a handout into. It would be like NBA, regular season and playoffs, basically more games, more injuries. Well, we know how unlucky we are with injuries, so yeah. When that AI shit that said that Arsenal would never win the Champions League, well, he didn't say it, but it put the future Champions League winners up until 2060 or something like that. And you had like Tottenham in there, Wolves, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, and also all the other clubs that have won it before. You had Atletico Madrid and all them teams in there. So you had a load of clubs in there that never won it before, all predicted to win it. They predicted Man U to win it next season. We don't know if they'll get into it. You know what I mean? But they didn't have Arsenal on there to win it. And in all fairness, we probably won't, because this club will not employ a manager that's won it anyway, right? And when it comes to European success, I don't know if someone's put some sort of voodoo thing on Arsenal. I don't know. But there's something about Arsenal in Europe. It's like water and electric trying to mix them together. It doesn't go. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. They predicted Napoli to win it last year. We slapped them. Yeah. Because when I saw that, because I saw one last season that said that Napoli were going to win it last season, and then Arsenal were going to win it this season, and then Man U were going to win it this next season. Obviously, Man City won it last season, and then obviously, we know what the semi-finals are now, don't we? You know what I mean? It's probably the final's going to be Bayern and Borussia Dortmund again, probably. You know what I mean? Let's hope that Arsenal can be the ones that go to the Allianz next season's Champions League final and win it. You know what I mean? Let's hope we can do that. But yeah. Anyways, for this match preview, I'm predicting the 5-2 win for Arsenal, simply because of Spurs' Highline FC and all that. And the way we play away from home, that's literally the only hope PSG win it. Anybody but Bayern. I don't want Harry Kane or Eric Dyer to get their hands on that, because Spurs fans will use it as their success. You know, they'll be shameless with it, especially if we win nothing. You know what I mean? Spurs will be shameless with it. So anybody but Bayern, really. But now I've said that, they'll go win it, because 2012, I want Bayern to win it. Then the bastards fucked up at home to Chelsea. Then the year after, I didn't want Bayern to win it, because it's like, you fucked up against fucking Chelsea. And then they go and beat Borussia Dortmund at Wembley. So yeah. But yeah, I'm saying 5-2 for the game on Sunday. I won't be able to watch it because it's fundraising day for the charity event, boxing event that I'm doing it's a fundraising day on Sunday, so I won't be able to watch the game, but I'll be keeping up. I'll be keeping up. If Bayern win it, they'll equalize Milan's 7 Champions Leagues in total. Yeah, they will actually. Yeah. But yeah, that's my match preview done. So, video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The links are in the description below. And as you guys know, I'm doing a charity boxing event a week tomorrow. Jesus Christ, time has flown. We'll be playing Bournemouth on that day as well. Yeah, so yeah, any donations would be welcome. The link is in the description. It's the top link. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Nervous, but looking forward to it because I've never stepped in the ring before. But yeah, anyways, that's my match preview. And yeah, 5-2 and predicting. We'll see what happens. It'd be interesting what the artextuals will be saying. Should we not come through victorious after this game? But we'll have to see. Let's hope Arteta don't make no stupid decisions and think, oh, you know what? Instead of playing Partey with Rice, I'll play Jorginho now. You know what I mean? Don't do no goofiness. Just play the same team that played against Chelsea. You know what I mean? Do that. Don't want to see Zinchenko in that starting lineup. You know what I mean? Man, don't want to see him. No way. Jose, Enrique, fam. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.